August 30th, 2025, the Security Service of Ukraine targeted Russian infantry and military vehicles with FPV drones. In open terrain, Ukrainian FPV drones targeted Russian soldiers one after another. With no cover to protect themselves, the troops tried to escape, but the drones struck with precision. At the same time, Ukrainian units carried out drone ambushes along key supply routes, hitting Russian logistics and military vehicles on the move. Trucks and armored carriers were destroyed before reaching the front, disrupting resupply efforts. These operations show how FPV drones continue to play a decisive role, both against infantry in open ground and against logistics behind the lines. In an operation conducted in the Kupiansk region of Ukraine, 28 Russian soldiers and 7 military vehicles were neutralized in a single day. Russian forces are struggling to maintain control of the area. A Ukrainian infantryman from the 25th Separate Airborne Brigade threw a TM-62 into a basement under heavy fire. The explosion destroyed the shelter inside, neutralizing the fortified position. Likely near Lysivka village in the Donetsk region, this operation demonstrates the precision and effectiveness of Ukrainian forces in targeting entrenched positions even under intense combat conditions. Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drones pursued a Russian soldier in the Lyman direction. The Russian soldier, attempting to flee the drone by driving quickly, realized he couldn't outrun it. He stopped the vehicle and tried to escape into the forest. However, the FPV drone quickly caught up with him and successfully targeted him before he could hide. After the Russian infantry was neutralized by the FPV drone, a second drone strike was carried out to ensure the vehicle was permanently disabled. Experienced Ukrainian FPV drone operators targeted a Russian soldier moving alone in the Donetsk region. Despite trying to take cover in forested areas, the soldier failed to evade the FPV drones. These soldiers, often seen alone, were most likely deserters or troops who had lost their way. Trained to hide motionless and blend in, none of them managed to escape the relentless drone strikes. A Russian soldier, remaining motionless, became the target of an FPV drone. Another Russian soldier, seeing the drone approaching, chooses to remain motionless. This decision was a big mistake. A Ukrainian FPV drone pilot pursued a Russian soldier hiding among the trees. The Russian soldier used a tree as cover, desperately trying to evade the drone. Despite all his efforts, he couldn't escape the relentless pursuit of the FPV drone and became its target. The Russian soldier sprinted with all his might, desperately trying to outrun the FPV drone. However, there was no cover in sight, and he couldn't escape the relentless pursuit of the drone. A Russian soldier, either lost or pretending to wait for a vehicle, was spotted by Ukrainian reconnaissance drones. As the soldier took cover under a tree, a Ukrainian kamikaze drone launched a precise attack, neutralizing him immediately. The Ukrainian 414 Birds of Magyar unit detected Russian soldiers hiding under a bridge in the Pokrovsk region. A drone loaded with a large explosive was deployed against the bridge. The structure collapsed under the blast, and no Russian soldiers survived. This time, the target was ammunition left outside Russian defensive positions. Seizing the opportunity, a Ukrainian FPV drone pilot immediately launched an attack. The drone struck the crates full of ammunition, turning a small oversight into a costly loss for Russian forces. In the Pokrovsk region, 2 Russian soldiers were spotted posing with a Russian flag while being tracked by drones. Their intention was to signal that the area was under Russian control, but this move ultimately led to their downfall. The FPV drones followed the 2 soldiers to their exact location before launching an attack. The soldiers were neutralized with 2 drone strikes, and their fatal mistake, exposing themselves for a simple gesture, highlighted the vulnerabilities even in controlled areas. Ukrainian Ballista Special Forces of the Novum Group identified a Russian BM-21 Grad missile system in the Kursk region. The vehicle, which periodically emerged from its position to launch missile attacks on Ukrainian positions, was closely monitored and tracked. Using a fiber optic FPV drone, Ukraine successfully struck and destroyed the Russian Grad missile system at its position. This high-value system, worth millions of dollars, was eliminated with just a few $1,000s worth of FPV drones. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. The Russian soldier, hidden behind a tree, threw his radio at the approaching drone in a desperate attempt to take it down. However, his efforts were in vain, and the drone continued its attack unhindered. 2 Russian soldiers attempted to hide behind a tree, but they were quickly detected and neutralized by FPV drones of Ukraine's 63rd Mechanized Brigade. The Ukrainian SOA-FM unit of the 81st Airmobile Brigade conducted a coordinated strike in the Bilohorivka-Siversk sector, targeting Russian infantry, armored vehicles, and artillery positions. Using FPV drones and precision-guided attacks, the unit was able to neutralize multiple threats while maintaining rapid operational tempo. In the Lyman direction, Ukrainian FPV drones of the Signum Battalion targeted a 152mm towed MSTAB howitzer. The artillery piece, fully exposed in its position, was hit and destroyed. A Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jet struck a Russian position with 2 AASM hammer bombs. One missed, while the other hit the target precisely. Kolotilivka village, Belgorod region. A Ukrainian BMP-1TS, operated by the 1st Brigade of Operational Patrol, Burevyi, moved under fire to a prepared position and engaged Russian targets with its 30mm automatic cannon. The action took place near Kolesnikivka village, Kharkiv region, demonstrating the unit's mobility and firepower in frontline operations. On 28 August 2025, as a result of a joint operation by the Department of Active Operations, DAO, and the Phantoms Special Unit of Ukraine's main intelligence directorate, a Russian small missile ship of Boyan M, armed with Kalibr cruise missiles, was struck in the Sea of Azov near temporarily Russian-controlled Crimea. On the night of August 28, 2025, Ukraine's Special Forces Department, under GURMO, utilized a UJ-26 Beaver drone to target the 91N radar station in Crimea, which was part of the Russian S-400 Triumph air defense system. On the night of August 30th, 2025, Ukrainian UAVs struck 2 Russian oil refineries, one in Krasnodar and another in Syzran. The attack damaged a processing unit in Krasnodar and sparked a fire over 300 square meters, while also igniting fires at Syzran's refinery. These facilities are major suppliers of fuel to the Russian military, and Ukraine's continued targeting of them has intensified, disrupting at least 17% of Russia's refining capacity, equivalent to over 1.1 million barrels per day. This campaign is part of a broader push by Ukraine to weaken Russia's energy infrastructure. In prior weeks and months, strikes hit pumping stations, depots, and pipelines across multiple regions. Critical fuel shortages have developed across Far Eastern regions and occupied territories, leading to gas station closures, rationing, and halted exports. The armed forces of Ukraine struck a station that pumped diesel fuel through main oil pipelines, including for the needs of Russian troops. East of Naitopovichi village, Bryansk region. Ukrainian forces, particularly the 35th Sumy Regiment, have effectively used FPV drones to target and neutralize Russian Lancet and reconnaissance UAVs. By deploying advanced drone tactics, Ukrainian operators are able to intercept and destroy these Russian drones mid-flight, significantly hindering the enemy's aerial reconnaissance and missile capabilities. This not only diminishes Russian surveillance, but also disrupts their ability to coordinate strikes effectively. As of August 30th, 2025, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia has evolved significantly, with Ukrainian forces leveraging advanced drone technology to inflict substantial damage on Russian military infrastructure. Ukrainian FPV drones, in particular, have become a pivotal tool in the battlefield, allowing for precise strikes on Russian tanks, artillery, supply convoys, and even UAVs. This innovative use of low-cost drones has led to the destruction of expensive Russian military assets, including armored vehicles, artillery systems, and missile launchers.